Cody Scott once said, "This is not a secret society. We hit up our name and our set on the wall." The public can see who we at war with. They can see the conflict. They can see internal and external wars. The expressions can often be funny. Sometimes you can't tell who's using a spray can, a kid, a teenager, or an adult. But let's get started. 2006 gang graffiti. Here you have the 18th Streets, a big gang with a lot of different cliques, going at it with the barrio mojados of the east side. Best is a creative way of saying barrio 18th Street. Right here you see the Rancho Park clique. And yep, they're disrespectful toward the Bloods. Barrio Eastside Trece locals, also known as Eastside 13th Street. They're located near East Adams Boulevard and 29th Street between Hooper Avenue and Griffith. This is a predominantly Hispanic gang that share turf with the Eastside Outlaw 20 Bloods. And the TMK stands for the Troublemaker Clique. Eastside C14th Street is a Hispanic gang dating back to the 1920s. C stands for Compton, which was a street replaced by 14th Street. Going back to the west side, you got the neighborhood Bloods crossing out the H, the 20s, CK. Right here you can see the 20s, 29th Street, going at it with the Mid-City Stoners, Trece, crossing out 18, Original Harlem, and Mid-City Trece. Neighborhood Blood Gang rolling 20s, 25th Street. You see them dissing 18, 30s, and 40s, and all Crips. In South LA, you usually don't see black gangs on the west side going at it with too many essays. But right here you see the 20s going at it with Mid-City and the 18th Streets. I actually caught this hit up in Swan Hood, Bloodstone Piru dissing Crips, Kitchen, and East Coast. The Rolling 30 Harlem Crips come right back with a 20K and a Harpies K. Again, Harpies is a Mexican gang as well. Original Harlem Crip, Dinker Gang, Rolling 30s, 20 and Blackstone K. Harlem Crip, 39th Street. For you Crips to be hitting up the handicap sign or getting a handicap sign tattooed on you, you gotta love this flick. Barrio Eastside 36th Street. These guys draw a lot of fingers. I'll see what I could dig up for them. I know a lot of guys like to see fingers drawn on the wall. Right here you see some more fingers from the brims. West Side, CK, Jefferson Side, Fruitown Brim. South Side 38th Street. When I was growing up, I used to see East Side 38th Street. This is on the east side low bottoms of South Los Angeles. This is a predominantly Mexican gang. Right here you can see them crossing out Harpies. Harpies that came through dissing 18th Street, Primero Flats, Local Park, and of course 38th Street. Bloodstone Piru Gang, 40 and 46th Street, CK. A lot of people don't know the 40s are the original Bloodstone Pirus. On the west side, you got the Rolling 40 Neighborhood Crips, Dark Side, dissing Fido's Hoovers. East Side 4-Track Gangster Crips, dissing Avalon and Broadway. 4-6 Neighborhood Crip Gang, and they whacking out Fido's Hoover, Troubles, 20s, and Blackstone. 5-1 Troubles, crossing out 5-5, 5-8, and 5-7, the nearest neighborhood Crips to them. They also dissing 40s, 4-6, and 60s. West Side 5 Deuce Broadway along with 11 Deuce Broadway. And you see them dissing Fort Trey and East Coast. Further east, you see the East Side 5 Deuce Pueblos. And they whacking out Crips, Bloodstone, Villain, and 38th Street. Again, this is back in 2006. You'll see they also added 54th Street. If you're a viewer from outside LA, you may have noticed a lot of these gangs hit up by a phone booth. That's actually a good thing, because if your car breaks down or you need to call your honey or let your family know you're going to be late, you know where and where not to stop. Of course, now everybody got cell phones. Right here you see the F-13s, 57th Street, along with Pueblo Bishop Bloods, 52nd Street. Here you see the 5-1 Troubles in their tight alliance with the 5 Deuce and the 5-9 Hoovers. 5-4 Van Ness Gangster Brims, dissing all neighborhood Crips. Just to the south of the Pueblos, you got the Eastside 5-7 Villains. 5-6 villains, 5 Deuce villains. West Side 57th Street neighborhood Crip gang. You'll see them dissing Hoovers and most of the gangster Crips. If you didn't know, they claim rolling 50s. I used to write on walls. I didn't realize how we was destroying property. These people got to be mad to have a nice house like that and you come right on the walls like that. 5'8" showing allegiance to the rolling 60s. I believe this was on Slauson. Here you see the 5'8" Crips whacking out 6'1" Harvard Park brims. 6 Deuce Harvard Park brims come back and whack them out and add their own acronym to the FEC. Here you got the 5'8" throwing up a little block, the Brim K with the 6 Deuce Harvard Park in it. 58th Street Gang, 5'8" neighborhood Crip. 59th times 7'4" Hoover criminals. And you see them hit up the 50s with the 5'1", 5 Deuce, and 5'9" Hoovers. Rolling 50 brims, this was off of Crenshaw. And 48th, 60, 40, neighborhood killer. Here you got the 8-7 Gangster Crips going at it with the 5 Tray Avalon Gangster Crips. I believe this was taken in 8-8 hood, if I'm not mistaken. Eastside Bloodstone Villains, 5-6 and 5 Deuce, CK. 5'8" time rolling 60 neighborhood Crip. You see them dissing their immediate enemies. Here goes some fingers for y'all. I know y'all like them fingers. Rolling 60s, 5'8". You got the rolling 60s neighborhood Crips, Overheels. Rolling 60s off BG, dissing the enemies. You got some strikes right here. The neighborhood with the fingers, rolling 60s. BK, Trey K, HK. West Side neighborhood Crips with the blue rag on the C, 1960s with the blue rag on the 6. You got a few names of fallen comrades. You can see the person that wrote this is giving it up to all the rich rolling 30, 40, 50, 60s, 90s, and 100s. Here you got some more rolling 60s blocked up. It say AG, and you can see a different set of fingers right there. More hit-ups by one of the homies, West Side Rolling 60 Crip Gang. See the fingers, the BK, the Trey K, the HK. Rolling 60, some more fingers, neighborhood Crip. Of course, in South Los Angeles, anytime you're near Florence or Gage, you'll see one of the big names of South Central, Florencia Trece Locos. Right here, you see the neighborhood Rolling 60 with some fingers. And then you see them come back and put the fill-ins. East Coast neighborhood Crip. This is 2006, before F13 and East Coast sat at the table together to talk about moving past the beef that they had. So you see here 6 Deuce and 6-6 East Coast neighborhood Crips whacking out their closest enemies. 6 Deuce neighborhood Crips. You often seen them drawing flowers. That's disrespect for Florencia. And then you see the gums, disrespect for 5 Deuce Broadways. Here you see the East Side 4 Deuce, 4 Tray, 4-8 gangsters hit up with the 6 Deuce East Coast neighborhood Crips. F13 Broadway K. Here you got Fruittown Brims and 6 Deuce Brims in the front hood 60s. Not far away in their own turf on Buttlong, you'll see the 6 Deuce Brims hit up dissing Menlo, neighborhood Crip, Hoover Criminal Gang, and East Coast Gang. East Side 6 Deuce Crip. South Side F13, 64th Street. Again, F13 is a huge gang, huge Hispanic gang on the east side in South Los Angeles. So you'll see a lot of F13 hit-ups. And you see them crossing out the sea big as day. Whether it's for Coastal Crip, it's disrespectful to all Crips. 65th Street, Menlo. Menlo's whacking out A-Tray and 7-4 right here. Menlo Ave Crip, 6 Deuce Brim Killer. Lowe's, short for Menlo's. East Coast Crip, 69th Street, back when they was beefing with F13 and Mad Swan Bloods. East Side 73rd Street, 73rd Hustler Gang. This in Swans. 7-4 Hoover Criminals. They whacking out rolling 40s, 60s, 90s, Menlo, and Denver Lane Gangsta Bloods. 7-4 Hoover and 5-9 Hoover with the O's whacked out. This was off of Slauson. West Side Swan, 77th Street. You see him put the 79, 80, 84, 899 deuce. You see them dissing Coast, Hard Time, Main Street Mafia Crip. West Side Family Swan Blood, 77th Street. He diss all Crips and hits up CK Goofy. And you just wonder, is he that goofy or was this a kid that hit that up? 7-7 Inglewood Family, RSCK, with some of the fingers you guys like, with the NH in the fingernails. Here you see an old school neighborhood whacked out, IFGB CK 6009K. East Side Family Swan Blood Gang, 79th Street, going back and forth with the 7 Tray Hustlers. Original Far West Side 8 Tray Gangsters, 609990 Killers. Back West and Far West 8 Tray Gangster Crip. East Side Family Swan Blood, 79th Street and 84th Street CKs. Here you got CK by the F-13 locals and neighborhoods. This is in Swan Hood. They share hood with Swans. BK, East Side Kitchen Crip Gang. East Coast Crip, 89th Street, whacking out F-13. Family Swan Blood, CK. This is on the liquor store that the Bebops was talking about off of Central Avenue. Ain't hard to find the East Side Family Swan Blood hit up, as you can see. 9 Deuce and 8 4s right here, CK. 99 West Side 99th Street Mafias, whacking out 83rd Street. Further east, East Side Mafias, Watts Mafia Crip. 111 Neighborhood Crip, dissing Avenue Piru with the neighborhood fingers. Avenue Piru whack them out. 104th Street Neighborhood Crip Hard Time Hustlers come back and get them. 11 Trey Block Crip Gang. I actually got hit up by a female when I was taking this picture, and she was serious about it. Northside 8 Trey Gangster Crip, dissing Neighborhood, UG, and the Rolling 100s. I don't know why it's out of order, but hey. Eastside 87 Kitchen Crip Gang. 666. I don't know if that's some devil worshiping shit or what, but it is what it is. Family Swans once again with the O's crossed out, 79th Street. Bro with the silver paint has some cool strikes. Eastside Family Swan Blood, 79th Street. 84th Street Family Swan Blood Gang, Eastside. Front Street, Eastside 103rd Street, Back Street 109 Killer. To the left, you'll see another payphone, man. 25 cents. Be careful, might cost you something. If you're a graffiti nerd like me, this picture will catch your attention because you see 87 Gangster time 84 Mass Swan Blood, and they whacking out Avalon Gardens. Avalon Gardens, 88th Street, come back and whack them out. East Side 7 Trey Hustler Gang, dissing Mass Swans. West Side 8 Trey Hoovers, you see they put the 1 in the H. Hoover. You got 9-4 Hoovers, and they giving it up for the deuces, the fours, the 7s, and the Gangster Crips. I don't know what the MW is. I guess Midwest, 9-4 Hoover Criminal Gang, dissing 60s. Denver Lane Bloods, whacking out the C's and the H's. This flick right here is a little hard on the eyes, but it's kind of funny because the 87th Street Gangster Crips are telling the Avalon Garden Crips to come out the projects. Here you see a lot of different East Coast hitting up. East Coast here, bitch. Watts Baby Lokes. You see some grapes hit up there along with the enemies. PJs, Bounty Hunters, 99, F-13. Compton Video, 117th Street. No enemies hit up. Now that you know we in Compton, you know original Front Hood Crip, Fruittown, K. Fruittown, Piru. Barrio 13, Trece. Eastside, Fruittown, Piru going at it. Campanella Park, Piru, 148th Street, Lantana Block, K. Eastside, Fruittown, CK. Eastside Mob, CK. They dissing Santana Block, Compton Barrio, Trece. Who's Joke, man? Y'all gotta turn me on to Joke. What's Joke? Hit me in the comment section. Eastside Mob once again. Same three that they've been dissing. Whacking out the O's as well. Eastside Mob, same enemies. Piru Street, Westside Piru. You gotta put the emphasis on the P. Piru. Westside Piru, Campanella Park Piru, Compton Crip K, Track New Park crossed out. The home of Slick Rue, where we did the interview with Slick. Campanella Park, named after Roy Campanella, famous Dodger catcher. In that interview, we talked about Compton Barrio, 155th Street. Tiny Locos right here. Here you see him putting a PK in the 5-5, and at the end, they diss all bloods. Compton Barrio, 155th Street, Campanella Park, K. Track New Park, Campanella Park, K. And see, you gotta look at these properties, man. They gotta be mad at Track New Parks hitting up on all these nice properties, man. And whoever hit this up, I'll be damned. It could have left the fingers out of this. You didn't even have to put the fingers in this equation. But Campanella Park, 148th block, Compton Barrio, 155th Street. Track New dissing 155th Street as well. Dissing the police. Boy, that's a good way to get your hood hit. Campanella Park, Piru. Southside, Compton Barrio, 155th Street gang, PK. At least the nutties ain't just hitting up on somebody's hard-earned, well-kept property. You know what I mean? But the nutties, they went all out, dissing all their enemies on the wall. Carver Park, Compton Crip, 118th Street, Pocket Hood K. It was a good interview we did with the Carver Parks. 159th Street, Track New Park, Compton Crip, dissing Nutty Block, and Campanella. Herb Gang. Westside, Track New Park, Crip Gang, again dissing Nutty Block and Campanella Park. Got a lot more pictures. Some years more than others, some hoods more than others. But be looking forward to more. And if you didn't see your hood, you just didn't see your hood, because I didn't snap no flicks in your hood in 2006. So there you have it. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you have a great night. Be sure to check out KM Video live streams right here. Normally late at night, during the week and weekends. Peace.